Hi there, my friend. It's Pastor Greg. This is Transforming the World. We're taking a look at the attribute of purity today, one of the Christian attributes that is found in this guide that we're using, this Disciples Journal, as we've been looking through that. Purity, very interesting topic, very interesting topic. I can guarantee you that today's edition of Transforming the World is 100% pure, at least according to the world's standards. I mean, the world says that purity is freedom from adulterated contamination, freedom from immorality, especially of a sexual nature, and perhaps even a freedom from guilt or evil thoughts. Is it free of jokes? I guess you'll have to wait to find out. But at least according to the world's standards, this will be a pure broadcast. We're going to ask the question. We're going to address the question, what does the Bible say about purity, in just a moment. Again, you're watching Transforming the World, and my name is Pastor Greg. Okay, what does the Bible say about purity? Well, purity is freedom from anything that contaminates. Purity is a quality of being faultless, uncompromised, or unadulterated. Pure water, of course, is free from any other substance. Pure gold's been refined to such a degree that all the dross has been removed. And a pure life is one in which there is where sin no longer determines the choices that we make. Purity is very important to God. That's something to keep in mind. God, of course, He alone is truly pure. Purity is often used in Scripture as a means to communicate holiness or perfection. For example, when Moses built the tabernacle, God specified that the lampstands and the other items inside the holy place had to be made of pure gold. The oil used in this tabernacle was to be pure. The frankincense was supposed to be pure. That's that frankincense that they would have burned in the incense urn. According to Habakkuk 1:13, the Lord has pure eyes, and He speaks pure words. The psalmist says that, Psalms 12:6. The New Jerusalem, if you're looking way ahead to the end of the Bible in Revelation 21:18, this New Jerusalem that awaits the world is said to be a city of pure gold, pure as glass. So purity was actually something that is a reflection of God. Since God is holy, God is totally holy, God is totally pure, anything that is made by His hands or by the word of His mouth is going to reflect that holiness. He created the heavens and the earth, and everything was pure at that point in time, Genesis 1 and 2. There was no death, there was no decay, no pollution, no sin. God creates pure things, as I said, because He is pure. There is no confusion, there's no contradiction in God, there's no compromise. Everything that He does is good, Psalm 18:30. He created human beings to reflect His image, right? We were to be living pure, unbroken lives without a separation of a relationship with God. That was to be completely pure. Of course, if you know Genesis chapter 3, why sin entered into the world and corrupted everything and made everything impure. Impurity is actually one of the things that keeps us separated from God. Impurity is what keeps us from being able to draw close to God. It was our impurity and God's purity, or God's holiness and our unholiness, which is why there was a veil in that temple and in the tabernacle that separated us from God. That way nothing impure or unholy could come into the presence of God. That's why the veil was there. The veil was to keep us separated so that we would not be struck down and killed by being into the presence of God. In order to have fellowship with God, you and I are going to have to reclaim that purity, that purity that He initially intended for us. Psalm 24:3 and 4 says, "Who can ascend to the mountain of the Lord? Who can stand in his holy place? The one who has clean hands and a pure heart, of course, is the answer in verse 4. But here's the big problem, though. Which one of us is consistently pure? Who among us has never had an evil thought, right? Evil thoughts, don't they contaminate our purity? How can we regain that close fellowship and relationship with a holy and pure God that we have lost? Well, the good news is that God has established a process where a person can regain their purity, and we're going to talk about that tomorrow. We'll talk about it from the Old Testament and from the New Testament. So, purity. We're going to examine the ways to regain purity and the ways that you and I might be reunited with God once again. That veil, that curtain in the tabernacle and the temple could be torn down, and we could have access to God once again. We'll talk about that tomorrow on Transforming the World. The topic of purity is what we're looking at this week. My name is Pastor Greg. I'll talk to you tomorrow.